Views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
This show's audio was via a Skype call.
You are listening to Living Lighter Radio. I'm Jason.
And I'm Patricia, with an ecosystem approach to your life. Tune in every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio.
Living Lighter provides a revolutionary way to address what's truly holding you back. We have the tools you need to reach your goals and at the same time be living lighter.
Join us now for a Living Lighter experience.
This is Living Lighter Radio, and I'm Patricia. I'm here with my husband, Jason, and today we're going to talk about freedom. We use an ecosystem approach to your life, which is much different than what you are commonly taught. We see human beings as ecosystems that need to be uncovered instead of programmed. Human potential becomes infinite with our ecosystem approach. So, Jason, I don't know. I kind of think this topic of freedom, first off, I think it's kind of geeky, and is your, like, that geeky personality, is it like out of control again?
Well, we should say, speaking of geeky, that if this sounds funny, it's because our internet's out. We're using a workaround to come to you today. So I apologize for the sound. It's a little bit different than we normally do it.
So bear with us, everyone.
Yes, and this is a good example of freedom. You know, when you have creativity in the face of
dilemma.
Yes, last minute upsets. That's what freedom is.
Okay, so wait a minute. Let's go back to the geekiness again.
Well, freedom is actually a very practical and relevant topic.
Why?
If you think about it, all the people that we've ever talked to over the years, they come to us and they frame the problem with, they need a solution for this, or they have a problem with this relationship, or they have a health condition. But when you all boil it down, it comes to being able to have freedom within themselves to be who they are.
Okay, Jason, I'm sorry. I need you to explain this not only for me, but for everyone that's out there listening today.
Well, what keeps people from having freedom for themselves is compulsions and compulsive behavior. And
interesting.
The whole world is compulsive.
Okay.
As a culture, we're all compulsive, and it's about those compulsives that keep us from free will and free choice. Compulsions, and I know you're going to ask me this, so I'm going to just tell you right off the bat, that is, if you define compulsions, it's acting without conscious intent.
Okay.
And most of our compulsions happen in the area of our subconscious that is filled, and we can see this because we're intuitive, it's filled with negative energy.
Okay, so all right. I'm going to go to the easy part first. Can you give us some examples, specific examples, please?
Any negative behavior that you can think of is compulsive.
Okay.
Abusing drugs, alcohol, gambling out of control, sex out of control, always choosing bad relationships.
Okay.
Even being sick could be compulsive.
Oh, I've seen that, yeah.
Obsessions like being a germaphobe, perfection, shopping, obsessive shopping, spending, even talking, negative personality traits that are often obsessive.
Huh. Okay, so this just jumped in for me. Is this, would you say that people today think that compulsions and obsessive behaviors are a positive drive? They help you get the job done. They help you exercise. They help you eat the right food.
It's a common misconception.
Okay, why?
Workaholics, for example, which is a form of obsession or compulsion,
sure,
can make you successful, Of course, it could also make you an alcoholic, a 10-time divorce. Be divorced a lot, have your children hate you. Any sort of compulsive behavior like that is negative. And even compulsive health. This is the irony. We see that the negative energy that drives someone to be compulsive about being healthy, whether it's diet, exercise, or both, can make you sick. Isn't that an irony? So if you're trying to eat the best things and work out all the time, that energy of, I got to do it, which covers up your essence, can make you sick. And frankly, it's your essence, the health of your essence, which is the removal of negative energy, is the most important to your physical health, your emotional health, and even being successful in the world in a way that's sustainable.
So are you saying the compulsions and obsessions, let me back that up. Are you saying that compulsions and obsessions interfere with freedom, our personal freedom?
Yes, because all of a sudden we're not in control. Those obsessions and compulsions are in control. And we don't know where they come from. We don't know who's driving them. We don't know what's motivating them.
Okay.
And typically when someone talks about motivation, whether it's in terms of doing your homework, exercising, eating right, we try and make it a compulsive behavior, which is just trading one bad thing for another.
Interesting. So if I want to take care of myself, are you saying that in a way I'm setting myself up to be compulsive?
And here's a common misconception. We talk about creating healthy habits, and Patricia and I do this all the time. We have a routine, and that routine is sort of a support system for us to do healthy things for us. Whether it's walking and things like that. But they change all the time. Those routines.
Well, life changes.
Life changes.
Okay.
And if we're compulsive about it, we drive through no matter what we think is important. For example, people around us think, oh my gosh, Jason and Patricia, they're super healthy. I guess it's all relative, okay?
Yeah.
But if there was something, if we had to take care of mom, or there's something that had to be done, an important doctor's appointment, something for the dogs, we would forego that going to the gym or doing a walk
or all of that, taking the dogs for a walk. Sure.
And even if we're out and we normally eat healthy, but if we're doing something that's really important, we may have to make some compromises.
Well, okay.
And that's the opposite of being compulsive.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is that what you're saying?
Because and here's what's so confusing about this.
Okay.
When you look at the behavior itself, you can't tell where it's coming from. Mm-hmm. So in other words, you can look at us and you won't know if our exercise routines are compulsive or we're doing it based on using our essence as a guide.
Oh, I see.
And when you do the ecosystem approach, you uncover you become more conscious about yourself. You uncover your essence and those messages from your essence. So I should be doing this or I should be doing that, as opposed to this drive, which comes from negative energy, and the source there is not positive.
Right. And the drive, of course, is something that is trained, that is something that is programmed.
Let me give you a good example or like a story.
Okay, I was just going to say.
Yes, there's a common health guru out there that we were just talking about. We won't use her name because it probably get us in trouble. So, but she's all about driving people and pushing people, and she's kind of a bully. And you can tell that she not only bullies others, but she bullies herself. And that in and of itself is not healthy, because your essence has a lot to say. And when you say, I don't care what you're saying to me, I'm going to do this because getting in shape is more important than what your essence is saying to you.
Well,
That's always toxic for you personally.
Well, and here's the number one thing that I've seen. Obviously, many of you know, I've worked in the exercise world for a really long time. And one of the things that I've seen is that even that toxic bully energy, for some people, that's what they think they need, but they can't maintain. And that maintain sets that inability to maintain sets them up to the energy of I've failed.
Or guilt and shame.
Exactly, and that's what that energy is.
Sustainability comes from your essence. It doesn't come from compulsions.
Right. And the bottom line is what we're trying to say here, and we're going to say it several times today, is the ecosystem approach helps you see what's behind your motives and what's standing in your way, and so you can clear it and then exercise and eat good food or not. It then becomes your choice, and at that time, you can trust you.
Here's the big aha in this whole thing, is that obsessions and compulsions are energies.
Yeah.
And this is the main central point to the ecosystem approach, which is you can clear those negative energies. You don't have to be a victim to them.
Right.
And that's what we do.
And by the way, clearing takes an nth of a time compared to running a obsessive, compulsive exercise program for yourself every single day.
Well, the mess that's created when you're obsessive and compulsive
exactly.
There's a lot of cleanup. You spend a lot of time with that.
Yes. So, Jason, what are the key points of this segment?
Everyone is compulsive and obsessive, and that interferes with our freedom. Compulsions cover up essence and is negative energy, even for positive behaviors. The ecosystem approach is all about removing compulsions, which is a negative energy in your essence.
Okay.
And clearing is the best way to remove compulsions because they're energies.
And we know how to do that. It's great. So stay tuned when we come back. We're going to talk about relationships that impede freedom and make you feel like you're in a prison. This is Living Lighter with Jason and Patricia with an ecosystem approach to your life. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
This is Debbie Pokornik with a break-free parenting tip. Parenting will always be a bit of a mystery. Who knows why some parenting ideas work and others do not? Or why some kids seem to succeed despite family setbacks, while others have so much given to them and yet fail to thrive. The one thing we do know is that once you have a child, you'll never be quite the same again. Awe-inspiring emotions like overwhelming love, extreme guilt, intense frustration, and incredible joy make this job second to none. Breaking free of parenting pressures means recognizing the pieces that make us unique, the pieces that we carry with us from the past, and the pieces that are influenced by the society we live in. When we can pick and choose which pieces we want to keep around and change the others to align with our inner wisdom, we will feel more self-assured in our role as a parent.
For information and to work with Debbie, visit empoweringnrg.com.
Tune in to the Astral Insider, your portal for adventure, insight, and growth with Fernando Albert. And get ready to tour the astral realm, expand your life in ways you've never imagined, and call in for the journey of your life with this world-renowned lucid dreamer, astral projectionist, psychic medium, and healer, Fernando Albert. This is every second and fourth Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
If you have a sense that you were meant for more, join Heather Allison every third Tuesday at noon Pacific as she explores an ancient, forgotten energy within us and helps us access our original archetypal blueprint. The Golden Path will help you remember the key to unlocking your life, love, success, and magic you were meant for. A key to unlocking your golden path. Visit heather-allison.com.
Are you ready to create a life you'll really love? Then you'll want to tune in to the hit show Life Design Radio, From Adversity to Awesome with Susan DiLorenzo, live each month on TransformationTalkRadio.com. No matter where you are in your adversity story, Life Design Radio has got you covered. Get ready to feel inspired, enlightened, and motivated. For more information about working with Susan, visit SusanDiLorenzo.com.
To find answers to life's questions, you need to look within yourself. Dr. Glenna Rice brings your questionable conversations on Transformation Talk Radio each month. Tune in each month for insight into how you can live up to your full potential. Dr. Glenna is a physical therapist, certified Access Consciousness, and Access Body Class facilitator. How does it get any better than this? For more information on Dr. Glenna Rice and her work, visit glennarice.com.
This is Living Lighter Radio with Jason and I'm Patricia, and we're talking about relationships that impede freedom. See if this one relates to you. We use an ecosystem approach to you, which is much different than what you are commonly taught. We see human beings as ecosystems that need to be uncovered instead of programmed. Human potential becomes infinite with our ecosystem approach. I know this is one of the most common difficulties that people have that come to us and ask us about. They ask the question, do they have some type of protection from other people's bad behavior? Is there such a thing as a protection with energy? Jason, do you want to take this one?
Well, and the answer is kind of. You know, you can do energetic protection, but it's usually way too simplistic. People come to us because they have this victim energy and they want some sort of protection from a bully behavior or a bully person.
Okay.
And it's not that simple. And the problem is that usually those people have, on one hand, they have this consciousness of being, I want to be protected from this bully behavior. I can't handle it. It's hard. It feels awful. You know, keep it away from me. But there's another part of them that's saying, hey, come here. Here I am. You know, it's like a beacon in the night saying, hey, find me. And it's really a problem because we don't understand that we have all these mixed motives and messages all the time. And part of that is the negative energy that's attached to our essence. That's why we clear your essence.
Okay, so I just want to get this clear, not only for myself, but for the audience. So it sounds to me like you're blaming the victim, or the person who can't deal with the bully.
You know, and my apologies to anybody that's been, you know, really harshly abused, whether it's sexually or physically. You don't deserve that, and I'm not.
And emotionally, I'd like to.
Yeah, and emotionally too. You don't deserve that. It's not. No one deserves that. But when we look at the energy,
yeah,
I have to be honest that I see that this negative energy is always on both sides now. But here's the part that's hopeful. Here's the part that's empowering.
Okay.
If you're being abused in any way, you have the ability to change your energy. You may not be able to change the person who's bullying you or abusing you, but you have the ability to change your energy. And if you change your energy, things always shift.
Okay, and I just want to jump in here and say, when you change, if you're dealing with a bully of any kind and you change your energy, what it does is it helps you change your perspective on the situation so that you can have better clarity about what to do about it or what not to do about it.
Exactly. And, you know, we want to say this. There's no formula. You know, well, how can I tell, you know, what to expect from a bully? Sometimes if you just change your energy so you can just say no, it changes the whole dynamic.
Yes.
if the bully wants you to do something and you say, no, I'm not going to do it.
Well, okay.
And it could be, that sounds overly simple.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, because I know I've been in a situation or two where I've had to deal with a bully. As a child, definitely. Both my parents did that. They thought that's the way it was supposed to be. But also in other relationships in my life, until I realized that I needed to change me first, changing the way I thought about it, changing the way I dealt with it, changing the fear around all of it.
We hate formulas, so we're not going to give you one here. But we've seen that as people change their energy, sometimes relationships can evolve or resolve. Mm-hmm. There's clarity about a relationship. I think last show we talked about someone who was itemizing the bad things about her boyfriend, and yeah. And then but she said, but I love him.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so we just kept clearing, and then she found out that, well, no, not really, she didn't. But that was, in that particular case, it could be just the opposite. It could be that, hey, there's something that you're contributing to this bully behavior that creates this negative situation.
Okay, so what I'm hearing you say, Jason, is that that there's this bad behavior, there's this bad energy, there's this negative energy that we have the right and the ability to change and choose to change it.
Change ourselves, yes.
In how we do that.
The energy attached to ourselves, yes.
Okay.
And frankly, when you change the energy in yourself,
okay.
It changes the energy of the situation.
Exactly. So, but I know that when you say, quote, bad behavior, you're actually inferring behavior that is really bad?
Well, thank you for making me clarify that. It runs the whole gamut from just sort of subtle manipulations, which is a form of bullying, to physical, sexual, and very extreme emotional abuse.
Okay.
But they're all the same energy.
Oh,
they all have the same feel.
Yes,
intensity.
The linear energy there.
Yeah,
okay.
It's a different intensity. Remember that movie Because I Said So? It was about this awful mother who was trying to manipulate her daughter into, finding a man, and she was setting him up on dates. Do you remember that one?
No, I don't remember that one, but okay.
It was awful mother behavior, and it was bully behavior.
Yeah.
And they tried to make it nice, and they did the Hollywood thing, yeah. And it was funny and all those things, and they almost made it sound like that kind of behavior from a mother is normal. Well, it's not.
Or it shouldn't be anyway.
But what I see is that even though she stood up to her mother and said, no, don't do that, she would also give in.
Yes.
And that lack of conviction for herself created this relationship.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yes.
Why do people put up with that kind of bad behavior? Why do people put up with bully behavior or
abusive behavior?
Abusive behavior. Thank you, Jason.
Neediness is a biggie.
Okay.
Fear, programming from childhood.
Okay.
Maybe you've been programmed. Maybe you were the person in the family that everybody picked on. Well, you find people in your life that will pick on you also. That's a form of programming.
Mm-hmm. Because you believe that that's the way it is. There's no changing it.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that programming, of course, is an energy and can be cleared.
Okay.
Neediness is oh my gosh. People jump into bad relationships. They even know they're bad, but they can't seem to get out of them because they're so needy for attention.
They're compulsive about it.
Compulsively needy for attention.
Exactly.
And neediness in the world today is epidemic. It is one of the most difficult energies to identify.
Okay, so Jason, I know you have a story for us, and I think this story is really interesting because it tells both sides of bullying.
We had a client that came to us one time, a long time ago, and we were working with her for a while, and at some certain point, she felt like she was being a victim, and that was part of why we were working with her. But she decided on her own, not really, working with us about it, but she decided on her own she's going to just eliminate all the bullies from her life.
Right.
And she did. But then we found out, and we knew a lot of the people that she associated with. She was running a business, and we started finding out that she started pushing people around. She was making unreasonable demands, and generally just difficult to work with. In other words, she became the bully. She was so afraid of being bullied, but then she became the bully, and it's a form of where you can be the bully and be the victim at the same time.
Okay, so what is the answer if you're being bullied in a relationship, Jason?
When you use the ecosystem approach, you start clearing your essence to gain confidence. You clear to overcome fear. Your neediness is reduced. You're more clear about your options. Okay. You're able to stand up to a bully and say no. Most people think it's
stay or go
choice, that you only have two choices. You either have to put up with it and live with it the way it is, or you have to leave completely. Okay. And that's never the case. There's always way more options than that.
Okay. So, Jason, what are the key points of this segment?
Protection from bullies usually don't work because of unconscious behavior.
Okay.
Getting rid of bullies and bad people in your life doesn't give you relief from being a victim. True freedom comes from confidence. That comes from essence. And then bully behavior can't work on you.
Okay.
And neediness is the biggest factor in abuse, and it's an emotion that can be cleared with the ecosystem approach.
Okay. Stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to talk about how to have personal freedom for yourself and the epidemic of relationships that interfere with personal freedom. This is Living Lighter Radio with Jason and Patricia with an ecosystem approach to your life. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
What is a brilliant culture, and how do we create them? Why are they important? Claudette Rowley has created a breakthrough 5-step process to help you align your culture with your business strategy for exceptional results. Looking for a culture that drives organizational excellence? Listen to Cultural Brilliance Radio, the second and fourth Friday of each month at 10 a.m. Pacific and 1 p.m. Eastern on Transformation Talk Radio. To learn more or work with Claudette, visit culturalbrilliance.com.
Have you ever wondered if there's a way to heal the deep, hidden inner issues, wounds, beliefs, and traumas? The journey into spiritual healing engages people in all areas of their lives to heal themselves and others. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio as Dr. Jaffe brings conversations of healing of body, mind, and spirit as he merges the excellence of traditional medicine with the beauty of spiritual healing. For more information about Dr. Jaffe, this show, and his work, visit drjaffemd.com.
Disease, one of the most dreaded words in our vocabulary. Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. Did you know traditionally we have viewed disease as a degenerative process? Disease is better understood when we view it as dis-ease in the human body. Dis-ease means without ease. Health is not merely the absence of disease. It's when every part of the body works together effortlessly, relaxed and at ease. It's that relaxed state that lets energy flow in waves through and around the entire body. Every organ has an electrical charge, and when overcharged or undercharged, dis-ease occurs. And it is an effort to go through our day. We are able to determine the exact dis-ease of the body and design a specific solution to correct the nutritional imbalance. Contact us at 888-777-4232. That's 888-777-4232. And visit us at maryjanemack.com.
It's time to get your life back on Burn Bright Today with Jennifer Marcinelli. Tune in each month on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Learn to move from the darkness of burning out to the light of burning bright. Jennifer is redefining stress and the energetic causes of burnout, shining a light on process to get your life back. For more information about Jennifer and her work, visit burnbrighttoday.com.
Darcy Pariso is your connection to spirit, energy, and healing. You can meet Darcy in person at upcoming events throughout Seattle. Do you have questions about your animal companions, yourself, or do you desire to communicate with loved ones on the other side? Darcy will connect you and get answers. Darcy can also work with energy healing to help you and your animal companions feel more balanced and recharged. Visit darcypariso.com/events.
This is Living Lighter Radio with Jason, and I'm Patricia. We're talking about how to have personal freedom for yourself and the epidemic of relationships that interfere with personal freedom. We use an ecosystem approach to you, which is much different than what you are commonly taught. We see human beings as ecosystems that need to be uncovered instead of programmed. Human potential becomes infinite with our ecosystem approach. Okay, Jason, what keeps us from personal freedom, and why is it so rare?
Programming.
Wait, say that again, what?
Programming is in our culture. It's everywhere. It's how we learn to function in the world. It's in our schools, and as soon as kindergarten. If you've been raised in a programming environment, you see relationships as programming opportunities. When you try and control and influence or program the other person. So in other words, the way to be successful in the world, you force and manipulate and trick yourself into doing things as opposed to listening to your essence and say, what should I do? And then when that's your training, when you get together with another person, whether it's in a partnership or any type of relationship, you try and program them.
Well, okay. One of the things that I see is that, and I've talked to more than one person that says, as soon as I marry that person, I'm going to change this or that behavior in them. I'm going to change their relationship with their mother and not make their mother central or to our relationship.
And what they're saying is, I'm going to be really effective at programming them,
exactly.
And that never works.
No.
Or you could say, I'm going to take a philosophical approach and say, whatever he is or she is, I'm just going to leave it that way. But then typically what will happen is the other person will fill in the programming.
Exactly.
If you're not programming, then the other person will do it, and it goes back and forth.
Well, wait a minute. Then what do we do with that, Jason?
Well, first of all, programming is not love, and that's part of the problem we have right now is that our relationships are disintegrating all over the place. Not just marriage and partnerships and things like that, but just friendships. And we have our friendships, over the internet on Facebook. That's not real love or real connection. And it's because we try and program those friendships, and that's what's really toxic.
I used to have a friend who, after you and I met, told me she wanted things to go back to the way things were before you and I met regarding her and my relationship, because she didn't like how much I had changed.
Yeah, well, programming.
Yeah, there you
programming.
go.
So
that's just an example.
It's everywhere, and it's really hard to get out of.
Okay, so by the way, if someone in the audience right now is feeling uncomfortable because they can relate to that type of negative relationship, what should they do, Jason?
Being a victim to others is programming, and programming is made up of energies that can be cleared. Often a person can be a victim in one relationship and then be a bully in another relationship.
Yeah.
It's very common because it's both programming. That's what it is.
Well, and the other thing is, I am going to bring this up, more often than not, in fact, they've done studies about this, that children go to school that bully other kids. It's because they've been bullied somewhere in their life other than school.
Yes.
And so I just wanted to bring that up. All right. So Jason, what is the way out? How do we clear this from our essence? I already know the answer, but how do we clear this from our essence?
Clearing is the answer.
Okay.
And like we say in the beginning, every single time in front of every segment, it's about uncovering who you are as opposed to trying to program who you are.
So, let's talk about that for just a minute. When we talk about uncovering, we're talking about clearing away the programming and the negative energies, including bully energies and the angers and the hate. We're talking about taking those away from your ability to connect with your own essence, correct?
Exactly. And if you think about it, there's two ways of thinking about it. One is when you're uncovering yourself, then instead of forcing yourself, tricking yourself, manipulating yourself, you're saying, oh, who am I?
Exactly.
When you
who am I? What do I want?
What do I want? When you're doing that in a relationship, when you're both uncovering, you can go back and look at each other and say, okay, what do we want?
Right.
Who are you?
Right.
The other person can be, being a good friend, you could be supportive by saying, okay, I see that you're seeing some things now. What is that? How are you different?
Well, and this wasn't part of the show today, but that's what Jason and I did. Because when we got together, in the beginning, we didn't really have the ecosystem approach. We created it because of what we saw. And this was part of it there.
And we've been doing this with each other. So instead of trying to program each other, we're uncovering the negative energy in ourselves first, and then we help the other uncover negative energy. And we keep going, and it works.
Exactly. Okay. So
it's really created a really nice. It's what real love is, and it creates a tenderness between us that is really special that you don't have in a normal relationship that tries to be programmed.
Can I say out loud to the audience?
Am I going to be embarrassed?
Yeah, maybe, but not. I am more in love with my husband today than I was when we very first got together. It's amazing. The clearing is just one of the most amazing things ever. And I know that we couldn't have done it without it.
Well, it's because we don't try and program each other, and there's a tenderness, and it's like all of a sudden we can be ourselves when these things happen.
Exactly. So, Jason, is there one emotion that attracts to negative relationships that interfere with freedom?
Neediness. Neediness is the most insidious. It's the most epidemic.
Damn neediness.
Men have it. It's not just a women thing. It's men, and it's much more covert with men, but it's more awful with men, and it makes you susceptible to all sorts of bad relationships.
Okay, well, you know what? Let's talk about both sides of neediness for just a minute. Neediness is on both sides, and neediness. When someone is a bully, their neediness to be in control is out of control.
Or the neediness, or their fear, which creates a neediness to control, is out of control. There's all sorts of ways it happens.
All right. So, Jason, you have another story.
There was a movie with Jennifer Lopez. It was called Enough. And it was this great movie. I think we've both seen it more than once.
Yes.
Where this waitress gets married to this successful guy. She finds out afterwards that he's really abusive. She has a child with him, a little girl, and she loves this little girl, and she stays with him because she loves her daughter. But then at some point it gets almost life-threatening. So she takes her daughter and leaves. And he's threatened her. He said, if you leave me, I'll find you and I'll take your daughter away and you'll never see her again. So she leaves. She learns karate. She learns, how to fight.
Self-defense.
And she creates this whole elaborate scenario where they fight, and she ends up killing him and getting away with it. And it's a great story. People say, all right for the victim, way to go. But the problem is that never happens in reality.
Right.
We've never seen anything close to happening like that, because if you have that victim energy in the first place, it just doesn't go away. Now, sometimes you get really angry, and you think that anger is your power. But anger is not sustainable, and it's not smart. You make a lot of mistakes when you have anger.
Exactly. And by the way, often anger comes out of fear. So, just heads up. It's not just one thing that our lives are not one-dimensional. Let's just say it that way.
Exactly.
So, Jason, what are the key points of this segment?
Freedom from the removal of negative energy in your essence is where it comes from. You get freedom from the removal of negative energy in your essence.
Okay.
You can be a victim and a bully at the same time. It depends on the situation. It's all programming. Authentic love comes into your life as you clear programming and the negative emotions. Okay. And true freedom for you comes from the removal of negative energy in your essence.
You know what, Jason, I know we just did the key points, but I'm going to pose this question. What do I do if I figure out that I'm a victim, or, I realize, yes, I'm a victim, or what do I do if I realize I'm the bully?
Either one, it doesn't matter, and this is a great time to plug our newsletter. Sign up for our newsletter, do the clearings every week. That's the first way to start the ecosystem approach.
It's the best way to do it because you have to change the energy for you first, the energy you live in.
We'll give you the website in our next segment.
Exactly. So, Jason, let's. How do we do energy work?
It's very simple.
Okay.
Use your imagination.
Okay.
When we say to take a stated emotion or to remove something like veils and illusions, gather those up in your body, blow them into a trash can. If there's not a trash can, like if you're driving, use an imaginary trash can in your mind's eye, and just take a gentle breath. It's that simple.
Okay. And then after we do that, we're going to activate light force energy. And by the way, it's so simple, but it's the most powerful energy ever. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull it in through the top of our head. We're going to let it go all the way down our torso and our arms and all the way down to the tips of our toes. I like to turn it around, and with that breath out, sounds like I like to blow out any negative energies that might have been left, little particles along the way. Stay tuned when we come back. We're going to help you get started clearing to gain your personal freedom. This is Living Lighter with Jason and Patricia with an ecosystem approach to your life. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Tune in to Lucid Planet Radio with Dr. Kelly Neff. This hit show will illuminate your senses and empower you beyond your daily stressors and hardships. Renowned psychologist and author Dr. Kelly will captivate you with far-reaching topics and amazing guests as you wake to the greatest version of yourself. Learn to tap into your intuitions, think critically about our world, heal emotional and psychological wounds, and follow your passions to live your dreams. The Lucid Planet. Welcome home. Visit lucidplanetradio.com for more information.
Tune in to The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JenRoyster.com for more information.
Do you want the knowledge and wisdom to understand where spirituality, science, and psychology intersect? Then join the Karmic Path Radio Show with Tina and Laura on TransformationTalkRadio.com Thursdays at 4 p.m. Pacific. Follow this charmingly, disarmingly dynamic duo as they explore how psychic ability, spirituality, and karmic law tie together. For more information on Tina, Laura, and their groundbreaking work, visit thekarmicpath.com.
Celebrating 40 years of peace through music. Dr. Pat Basili is thrilled to be partnering with Dudley and Dean Evanson, co-founders of Soundings of the Planet. Music and video created for peace and healing. Immerse yourself in benefits of music for meditation, relaxation, and stress reduction. This peaceful and meditative form of music is available for free on all streaming services. Search Dean Evanson on Spotify, Pandora, Amazon, and iTunes, or visit soundings.com for more information.
Are you ready to finally feel empowered and knowledgeable in your political stance? Let Marcia Padilla-Goad educate you on exactly how important grassroots advocacy is in a relatable way to all parties and all perspectives. Tune in to Grassroots Advocacy Radio with Marcia every first Tuesday of the month at 12 p.m. Pacific and 3 p.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. For more, visit DynamicsInPublicAffairs.com.
This is Living Lighter Radio with Jason, and I'm Patricia. We're going to help you get started clearing to gain your own personal freedom, starting right now. Jason, take it away.
Here we go. I direct all my resources in all dimensions to eliminate my focus on removing the negative people in my life versus working on the negative energies. Take a breath.
And I want to say to everyone, remember, everything is energetic, and everything starts energetically first.
So let's clear for that, and to eliminate the veils and illusions, so we can see that energy, negative energy, is in the center of bully energy, of victim energy, and I have to clear that first before I remove myself from a situation. Take a breath. Of course, remember the caveat: if your life is being threatened, then you just have to go. You just go.
Exactly, and
find a safe place.
Yes, exactly, and make sure you tell someone where you're going as a safety for you, so that people understand you didn't just vanish. It's one of those things. So, and to eliminate the veils and illusions of any energy that is keeping me from understanding my personal safety is first and foremost. Take a breath.
Here's one. And to eliminate the veils and illusions so I can see that it's the negative energy that's the problem, not necessarily the person.
Exactly.
Take a breath.
And to eliminate the veils and illusions that I have that are keeping me from seeing, knowing, and understanding the difference between the negative energies and the person and the relationship. Take a breath.
And to eliminate the barriers so I can begin to see that I have power that just needs to be uncovered. Take a breath.
And to eliminate the shame and guilt and unworthiness that interferes with my power in the world, that keeps me from my freedom. Breathe.
And to eliminate the anger, bitterness, and resentment that I have that makes me believe that I've been victimized, that someone is having bad behavior toward me. Take a breath.
And to eliminate the false belief that says, if I have been victimized or think that I've been victimized in some way, shape, or form, it's completely my fault, and it's hopeless to do anything about it, when the truth is, not at all. Take a breath.
And to eliminate the guilt and shame I have about being victimized.
Yeah.
Take a breath. That it makes me a bad person, that I'm defective as a result.
Or a weak person.
When the truth is, I just need to clear some negative energy.
Exactly.
Take a breath. and to eliminate the anger, bitterness, and resentment that I believe is power when clearing creates power. Take a breath.
Good. And to eliminate the fears, worries, and anxieties I have that make me a victim, that set me up to be a victim. I release the programming that's behind that says I have no choice. When the truth is, I do have a choice. Take a breath.
And to eliminate the stress and anxiety about my daily life connected to compulsions and obsessions. Take a breath.
You know, I don't think we've ever talked about this, but anybody out there that's doing the clearings and they do a lot of yawning, I'd like you to know what we see, because we can see, quote, between the lines. What you're doing is you're removing a lot of negative energy. When that happens, it's like chunks of negative energy. And anybody whose eyes water when they're doing this, it's the same thing. That's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. You don't need to go see an allergist, or, well, maybe you need more sleep, but that's not what that's about in the moment. So, and to eliminate any stress, anxiety about my daily life connected to compulsions and obsessions. Take a breath. Excuse me.
And to eliminate any obsessiveness, fears, and anxieties that I have that needs to be cleared.
Yes.
Take a breath.
Jason, should we activate some life force energy?
Let's do it.
Okay. Go with me, everyone. I direct all my resources in all dimensions to activate life force energy, so I can use life force energy for all that I need, want, desire, and deserve, starting right now, in this moment. And that includes clarity. Take a nice breath. Pull in that positive energy, most positive energy ever. Pull it in. Let it go all the way to the tips of your toes, down your torso, your arms, and turn it around. Don't blow out any negative energy because of the clearings we've been doing. Good. So, and to activate life force, so I can respect my essence as a source of power and freedom in life, in my life. Pull in that positive energy. Down your body, tips of your toes, turn it around, blow it out.
And to activate life force, so I can trust my essence to guide me toward true empowerment for me. Take a breath. And to activate life force, so that I know that by working with my essence is the way to freedom in all things in my life. Take a breath.
By the way, if there's anything obsessive or compulsive that you do throughout the day or throughout the week, that's the one to do. Oh, I'm not supposed to say those things, right? So, and to activate life force, so I can be happy and healthy and creative and be in great physical, mental, and emotional condition. Right now, pull it in. And last one, and to activate life force, so I can love myself enough to have peace, harmony, happiness, and laughter, not to mention love, in my life, starting right now. Breathe. Pull it in. So, Jason, what are we going to talk about next week?
We're going to talk about black sheep. And it's not the literal black sheep, but if you've ever considered yourself to be a black sheep, whether it's in your family, at work, in your culture, in your neighborhood,
right?
You know, often the black sheep are the best among us. Often, you know, if we can recapture all the black sheep and use the power that's been lost because we pushed them aside or discredited them or pushed them down, we could have a burst of creativity and energy that's unknown in this world today. It's one of those topics that I'm really excited about.
And one of the things that I would like to say is that one of the reasons that this is a great show to listen to, because those of us that have been the black sheep, we could start to see the time we've wasted in the negative thinking and feelings about ourselves and turn it into creative, wonderful ideas, not only for ourselves, but for the world around us. So, if some part of you gets the importance of clearing your essence with the ecosystem, and so, mark your calendar. Living Lighter Radio is every week, Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific and 4 p.m. Eastern Time. If you can't listen at that time, our show is recorded, and you can go to our website at www.livinglighter.org and look for the radio tab.
If you want to have a better life, and you need to make clearing constantly, consistently, and specifically a part of your life, if you want freedom, if you're in an abusive relationship, if you have relationships that just feel awful to you, the way to do this is to sign up for a newsletter.
Right.
And you do that by making clearing constantly, consistently, and specifically part of that. Every newsletter that we have has clearings in it. So every week, take those clearings and do them. Yes. That's the beginning of the ecosystem approach. It's free. You go to our website at www.livinglighter.org, go to the newsletter tab. All we ask for is your name and email address. Give it to us, and OMG, it's amazing. You can start doing that right away.
What about our email address in case of comments?
If you want to send us an email, we're at jasonandpatricia@livinglighter.org. That's JASONandPATRICIA at livinglighter.org. And if you got a benefit today, go like us on Facebook. We're at livinglighter.org on Facebook. And I love to see likes. Tell us what you thought about the show. Tell us anything you want to comment on.
We'll connect next week, Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific and 4 p.m. Eastern Time. This is Transformation Talk Radio. You're listening to Living Lighter Radio with Jason and Patricia.
Wishing you a lifetime of living lighter.
Thank you for listening to Living Lighter Radio with Jason and Patricia. I'm Patricia. We have an ecosystem approach to your life. Tune in weekly as we discuss what's truly holding you back. We offer you the tools you need to reach your goals and at the same time be living lighter. For more information, visit our website at www.livinglighter.org.